So what is strings? Okay, so strings in my Python, as I told yesterday, anything which is enclosed in my single quotes, my double quotes, my triple quotes is my string. Okay, now which is the function we can use to check what type of value I'm storing? Rupa Madhumita, anyone please? So ID will give me memory location, right? Okay. So I have a type function. So type will tell me what type of value I'm currently storing in this particular variable. Okay. Now same thing, you can define it using double quotes, or else I can use my single quotes also. Let's say Java print S1. Okay, I can use single quotes. The reason they are allowing both single quotes and double quotes is if you want to print a quotes inside of your single quotes or double quotes. Okay, so let's say if I use a single quotes again, okay, let's say Python string and I want to add high input. Okay, if you see, so I'm enclosing my entire string into the double quotes. Okay, and I want to add one more double quotes, that high string I want to inside the double quotes. Okay, but if you see, my Python is considering, okay, this is the start of the string, this is the end of the string. Now high is outside of my string, so this will consider this high as a variable, and it will check if that variable exists or not. Okay, and then there is an empty string. Okay, now in this scenario, what you can do, outside of this, you will use a single quotes. Okay, and I can use a double quotes for if I want to use inside of the string, and I can print.
Is this interchangeable?
Yeah. Okay, so this is my double quotes. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have triple quotes also. Okay. Now the reason we have triple quotes is if I have a multi-line string. Forget about okay. If you see here, I'm enclosing in a double quotes. Okay. But still, you can see the color code. This is something different, right? This is not considering as a string. Okay. Now, if you have a multi-line string, you will use your triple quotes. Okay. All right. So you got the string, multi-line string.
And what if I put double quotes or single quotes within this? Say I put
this is also allowed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the only thing is, if you're starting with 3 double quotes, you should end it with 3 double quotes only. Okay. I cannot do something like this. Okay. If you see here now, this print statement also part of string. This is not considering AND yet. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So this is my string. Sorry. Okay. Few concepts about my string. My strings are immutable. Okay. And my strings are ordered. Okay. Now when I say immutable, okay, let's say I'm defining the string as is equals to Python. Now this particular string will be stored at a particular memory location, right? Now at that particular memory location, at same memory location, I cannot change the value of this string. Okay. So I cannot make this string as a Java at the same memory location. Okay. If I do this s is equals to Java, it looks like I'm changing the same variable, right? But my Python works completely based on my value. So if you check the memory address of this both now, you'll get a different ID. Okay. ID. Okay. If you see, my memory location is different. Okay. I cannot modify this. That's why my strings are set to be immutable. Okay. Now, if any data type is immutable, which means I will not have any methods to add, update, modify, and delete that string value. Okay.
Okay.
Now, next thing is ordered. Okay. If I say my strings is ordered, which means the sequence in sequence I'm storing. Okay. My Python will store this string in the same order. Okay, and I can access each element, and I have something called indexing and slicing. Okay, now we will see what is my indexing and what is my slicing. Okay. So my Python indexes always starts from 0. Okay, what I'm doing s of 0. Okay, so this is giving me p. Okay, let's try to make it 1. This will give me 1. Okay, so my indexing will start from left to right. So this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now this is same in my Java also, my C++ also, right? The extra thing which my Python provides is a negative indexing. Okay, so my positive indexing starts from left to right. I have a negative indexing which starts from right to the left hand side. So if I say -1, this will give me n. If I do -2, this will give me O. Likewise, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Yeah. Now let's say if I put an index which does not exist, okay, it will give me error string index out of range. Okay. Yeah. So 3 things we have seen. So indexing will give me a single value at a time, right? I have 2 indexes. One index going from left to right, which starts from 0, right? Second, I have a negative indexing which starts from right and it goes to left hand side, which starts from -1. Okay. And if I put an index which does not exist, it will throw me an index out of range. Yeah. Okay. Let's see slicing. Okay. So slicing is new to Python. Slicing is not in my Java, in my C. Okay. Now let's say I want a substring. Okay. Let's make this as a bit bigger string. Python. Okay. So if I do s of 0, I'll get m, right? Now let's say I only want this sample from this s. Okay, I do not want this entire string. Okay, so I can get that using my substring. Okay, using my slicing. So how my slicing works? Okay, so I have to specify the start and the end of it. Okay, now what is the start? What is the index of this s? 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? I'll say 3 colon. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and saying 9. Okay, now one thing, this is my start, this is my end. Okay, but my end is not inclusive. Okay, if you check the index of my E is 8. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, but if I put till 8, my end is not considered, so my end is not inclusive. Okay, so it will give me till n. Okay, clear?
Right.
All right, perfect. So let's see some of the variations. Okay, if I do not provide the end, okay, I'm just saying 3 colon and nothing else. If I run this, so it will start from this s and it will go till end of the string. Okay, now let's see, I'm not specifying the end. Sorry, I'm not specifying the start, I'm specifying the end. So defaultly this will start from the first index and it will go till this 9. Okay, if I do something like this, if I'm not specifying the start and the end, which is exactly similar, not specifying anything, this is exactly same as my s. This will give me the entire string. Okay, yeah. So far variation which we have seen, that is either I'll provide my
So it
start.
doesn't, sorry, doesn't include negative index.
We'll see that also.
Okay.
Okay. So far we have seen I'll specify start and end, right? Next I'll just specify the start. It will go start from 2 till last, right? And the third variation which we have seen, that is I'll just specify the end. So it will start from the 0th index till 6th index, right? Now coming back to negative indexes. Okay. So I can do the same thing using my negative indexes. Okay. But you have to keep in mind, so all right, there is one more argument that is also called as my stride. Okay, all right, this stride decides the direction. Okay, now defaultly the value is 1 if you do not specify anything. Okay, which means it will go from left to right. If this is positive, it will go from left to right. Okay, and it will print every character. Now let's start from 0 to 9. Okay, now if I do 2 for this stride, so this will print me every second character. Okay, so it will print
Okay.
M. Okay, it will skip this Y, it will print this space. So S is all right, M printed, Y skipped, space printed, S skipped, A printed, M skipped, P likewise. Okay, every second character. So whenever my stride is positive, my string will always print in the direction left to right only. Okay, so if I specify the number something like my start is bigger than my end. Okay, ideologically it does not make any sense, but so if my stride is positive, it will just go from left to right. Okay, my slicing will never throw me an error even if my indexes are wrong. It will give me a
Oh,
blank string. Okay,
okay.
okay. So let's try with a negative indexes, same thing. Let's say I want this string using my negative indexes. Okay, so as I said, let's say -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So I'll say start from -1 and go till -7. Okay, so this will not work. Why? Because I'm telling that to go from right to left. Getting?
Yes.
Okay, if I make it -7 and -1, I cannot make it -1, right? Let's start from -7 only.
Why not?
My end is not inclusive, right? If I do something like this, it's starting from -1. Let's make it -6. It will not print me G, right? My end
Okay.
is not inclusive. Okay, so in this situation, you can do something like this. Okay, so if I have to go from left to right, I'll use my positive stride. Okay, Now, what if I want to go from this G to S, right? The string which I want is GNIRTS. Okay. Okay. So I'm just repeating this thing. So initially what I did, I said start from -1, okay, and go till -7. Okay. But if you check, my stride is positive. If my stride is positive, it will only consider string from left to right. It will start from -1, okay, but it cannot go on the left hand side. Okay, as my slicing will not throw an error, this will return me a blank string. Okay, so what I can do, if my stride is positive, I can only do -6 to this. Okay, now let's check with the negative stride. So this you can use to reverse the string. Okay, if my stride is negative, it will start from right hand side to the left hand side. Okay, so this is giving me the reverse of my string, right? Now if you want this particular string in till this, you can do the same. I want from -1 to -7. Okay,
Okay.
Madhumita, clear?
So, uh, so if I one thing, if I have to assign, say we are printing this, if I assign this value to a variable, and
Mm-hmm.
since it doesn't throw an error
Mm-hmm.
when there is nothing to be generated,
Mm-hmm.
so is it a null or an empty string that is returned?
It's an empty string. Empty string. Let's try
Okay.
this.
Is there a value null in Python?
We have none.
None.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let me take it as R and -1 to -7. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's check the type of this. Okay. So this is a string, empty
Okay.
string.
Empty string.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So you know what is palindrome?
Yes, the reverse and the main
Exactly.
direction.
I have a string, simple example, match. Okay. If I traverse from left to right and from right to left, if my string is same, I can say that the string is palindrome or not. Okay. Now, if you consider my C or Java, right, I have to write a complete logic to traverse it from left hand side and check from right hand side, right? Both, right? In my Python, this is just a 2 to 3 lines code. Okay. Try this.
Hmm.
You can try it on paper. You can try it on paper. So I have to check. So I'll check the string madam as it is, and I'll check the reverse of the string. If both is equal, which means my string is palindrome. Else I'll print my string is not a palindrome.
How do you compare strings?
Same
Equal to equal
operators.
to?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Got it.
Got it?
Hmm. I'll add the code.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. This is pretty much simple. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what I said, I have two conditions. Either my string will be palindrome or it's not a palindrome, right? So I have to compare this original string s is equal to its reverse or not. Okay. Now how I can get reverse of string? I'll just use my
Colon, colon,
colon
minus.
minus one, right? If both are equal, which means my string is palindrome, right? Pretty simple, right?
Uh, Kunal,
Uh-huh.
you explained is yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So, S is the same thing?
So if I consider the thing in compared to my immutable data types, okay, you can use either equal to, or you can use
Okay.
your is. Okay, that is also fine.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. But in terms of my strings, that cannot be the case, right? Just a second. Mm, let me print the ID of this, and let me print the ID of mm, minus one.
Oh, sorry. Is compares the memory.
Memory location, right?
Right.
So
Right.
as I
Two
cannot
different
modify the original value,
values.
so it's storing in a different memory location.
Correct. 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 My bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Mm, Another simple program. Let's say I have a string. Okay. So what I have to check, my minimum length should be 4. Okay. So if my string length is less than 4, you will say invalid string. All right. If it's 4 or greater than 4, what you will do, you will print this first two characters and last two characters. Okay. So in this case, I want RE and RT. Okay.
If I have to compare empty string, how do we write it?
Equal to double quotes.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't told one function, right? Okay. Yeah. So
Length.
yeah, exactly.
I thought maybe you wanted us to do it the long way.
Okay. So Yeah, I have this inbuilt function len. Okay, I'll pass the value, it will return me the length. Okay, simple. Yeah.
Okay. Technically, it can be done without length also.
Yeah, yeah. But tell me how I can write it. I'll just type it here for you. Okay, let's go step by step. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's correct. Let's go step by step. First thing, I have to check if it's less than, right? It's correct. If I'll check if this ln of this s is less than 4, right? Now, if this is the case, I'll just print it out. Cool. Now, next thing, I want first two characters. Okay. All right. That is how to get first two characters. The thing which you have done, you have said s of 2, right? So what this is my indexing. Okay. So this will give me the second character only. That means the character presented second in it. That is 0, 1, and 2. Okay. But I want only first and second characters. Okay. So second character, which means start from 0 and 1, right? So 0, 1 will be two characters. Okay. So I'll just say start from 0 till 2. Okay. So this will include me 0 and 1, right? 2 is not increasing. Or I can say something like this also. Right? Now I'll specify the plus, which will just concatenate the two strings for me. Now I want last two, right? So I'll just say start from -2, right? If you see the index, it will be -1 and this will be -2. Now if I just write this much, this will only give me -1, -2 will only give me r, right? But I want this r and t. So start from -2 and go till the end. Okay? Run this. Okay. Now what if I want RE and TR? What changes will do? Okay, so I'm getting this RE, that is fine. Okay. Now I'm getting this RT because I'm going in the same serial, that is in positive direction. But I want TR. Mhm.
Oh, it'll be 0 here and -2.
So what would I write? 0 here. So just if you say 0, 0 will come back here.
Okay. It's empty.
If I say empty, this is my entire string. Okay. I want to start from this. Exactly. So if I say start from the last, I'll say minus 2, right? Now, if you keep this empty, this will again start from my beginning. Okay, so you have to specify the start. So my start is, what is the start? If I want this t, what should I write? Minus 1. Exactly. I'll say minus 1, right? Go from minus 1 till I want these two values, right? One thing, my end is not increasing. So I'll write 3, right? So this will give me minus 1, minus 2. My minus 3 will not be inclusive. But the main thing is, if I say something like this, my stride is positive, I cannot go from right to left if my stride is positive, right? I have to say something like this. Okay? Yeah? Now, if you want to do it without your alien function, yes, so if you do not specify anything, that is 1 default. If you say, so if that is 1, it will go from left to right. Now, if I modify stride to 2, it will print me every second character, right? Now, if I put it minus 2, it will start from right hand side and it will print the every second character from right hand. Have you tried without alien function?
No, I did not try without any function.
Alright. That will be similar, right? So instead of this,
Right.
you will take this, you will just check if this is equal to colon only.
Yes.
Mm, Now my strings are iterables, okay? Whenever I'm saying s is equals to Python, okay? Now if I use it inside my for loop, okay? So my loop, while iterating through this, it will give me single value at a time. Okay, so first iteration I'm getting P, second iteration I'm getting Y, T, H, O, and N. Okay, so my
Did it
strings are.
print N also? Oh,
So this is my for loop, right? So this will go till
okay.
end of the string. This will go till end of the string.
Okay. N was
Okay,
there. I didn't know.
exactly. So how my for loop internally works is, so whenever it gets the end of the string, okay, my Python internally raises stop iteration exception. Okay.
Okay.
So once this exception occurs, my uh, loop will stop iterating and it will come out of my loop for my for. Okay. And this Python taking care of this, you don't have to worry about it. Okay. But we will need this when we see our generator and iterators. Okay. All right. Okay. So for any data type, I have lots of inbuilt functions. Okay. Now how to check which functions are available with me? Okay. So I have a help str. Just run this and you can see the list of all available functions. Okay, so you can see upper, lower, title, case, stripe, start with, r strip, index, all these functions which are inbuilt for me. Okay, we will cover these functions now. Now this, if I do help of str, this will give me entire documentation, that is function name and the explanation. Okay. Now if you only need if to check if that particular function exists or not, you have command type dir of str. Okay. So don't worry about this underscore for now. Okay. Whenever we see classes and all, we will see this. But after this, whatever we have, that is capitalized case, forward, center, all these are the inbuilt functions. Okay. So this dir will give you the name of function, and if you want the detail what is the function and what is the purpose of that function, you can use your help. Okay. All right. Let's say again take sample string as Python. If I have to check if if this string contains only alphabets or not. Okay, I have a function called isAlpha. Okay, this will return me true or false. If it contains only alphabets, it will return me true. Otherwise, it will return me false. Okay. Now, if I just add one digit here, this will return me false. Okay. So this will only check if alphabets are present. Okay. Next thing, even a space is also not allowed. Okay, for my isAlpha. Okay, I'm adding a space, and apart from the space, everything is my alphabets. Right? Let's run this. It will still return me false. Okay. Now, if you want to check if it's alphanumeric or not, we have a function called isAlNum. Okay, this will return me true if it cancel alphabets as well as numeric value. Okay, now this will give me true answer if I have only digits also, and this will give me answer as true even if contains only strings, only alphabet also. Okay, because both are valid, right? Alpha for my alphanumeric. Again, if there's a space, this will return a false. Okay, this is my isAlpha. The next is if you want to check if only digits are present, a function called isDigit. Okay, this will check if digits are there. If I add any character in that, it will return false. Okay. And the lastly, I have okay. This will check if there is only space. Let me comment this thing out. Okay. If there is a character, no space, this will return me false. Okay. So isAlpha will check for alphabets. This is alphanumeric. This will check only digit, and my e space will check only space.
So
Yeah.
A space false, right?
Sorry. Yeah. A
A
false. Yeah. Yeah.
space B is false.
Okay. Nextly, let's see my async functions. Again, my right. Okay. So a function called upper. What this will do, it will convert the string which you are accessing to the upper. Okay. Simple enough. Now let's. If I do s1 low, this will convert to the lowercase. So I have a uppercase, that is a dot upper function, which will convert my string to the uppercase. Every character will be in uppercase. Lowercase, every character will be in a lowercase. When I say title case, my first word will be capitalized, right? If I
So it recognizes full stop also. Capitalize.
capitalize,
Does it recognize full stop?
no, I don't think so.
No, space. There's something else. Does it capitalize that as well?
If I do something like this, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no. I meant my sample string title, full stop, space. Again, my sample. So I thought maybe the first word of every after every full stop, like the way you capitalize.
Okay, 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 okay.
I
Okay,
thought maybe it works that way.
no, 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 no. So this will come consider entire string only. If I do
Okay,
something like this, no. Okay,
okay.
you are expecting too much.
So they shouldn't have named it capitalize,
You can write a logic for this.
right?
Okay, all right. So this is my capitalize. Okay. Now, if I have to check if the given string is in uppercase or lowercase or in title case, I have a similar function for that also. Okay. I just say is upper. Okay. So this will return me true or false. If my string is in uppercase, this will return me true. Otherwise, false. Right. Hmm, okay. This will return me true. Similar to this, I have function is lower also, which will work the same way, and I have is title also. Okay, but the function, okay, I do not have any function name is capitalized. Okay, now you guys will be writing logic for this now. Okay, let's say I have this string. I have something called like m p. Okay, I have to check if this particular string is capitalized or not. Okay, so what are my criteria? My first word should, my first letter should be capital, and rest everything should be in lowercase, right? Then only I can say my string is in is capitalized, right?
Right.
So just write a simple if else block which will print true and false. If the string is capitalized, it will print true, else false. Okay. If you see for my title, my first letter of each word is capitalized, but for my capital is only first character.
Okay. I, I'm not sure what I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check this?
Yeah, in the code.
Yeah, I'll just tell string open that. Why is there a Oh, I'm so sorry. Not your mistake. Sorry. Right. Done.
Done?
Done.
Okay. Yeah. I'm typing here. Tell me.
If S is equal to S dot capitalized, then print it is capitalized. Else print it is not capitalized.
That function is not there. Is it?
No. You said, okay, what did you ask for? Whether it is capitalized or not, right?
Exactly.
So if you do S is equal to S dot capitalized, both the strings are different, right?
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
no, not is capitalized. Oh, wait,
Okay, yeah, ping the code.
hang on.
So that is equal to just to capitalize. Uh-huh. Oh, yep.
And we can check if this works. It works.
Yeah, it works. Yep. It will. Okay. Another logic. I'll say this is a bit difficult, but all right. You answered it better. I'll just say okay. Right. This is the another way.
Okay.
Okay. Or you will just say S is equal to capitalize. Right. Okay. Both will be. Okay. Next problem statement. Okay. Uh, if it's a vowel, convert it to the uppercase. Okay. Consonant, keep it as it is. Right. If it's a space, I want the count of number of spaces. Okay.
Quite a long one.
Mhm.
Quite a long one.
for time. Still time here.
It's okay.
Hmm. Okay. Let's say, all right, yeah. First thing, so I have to iterate to this thing, right? If I just go on writing my if loop only, I cannot check the entire string, right? If I go, have to start from first to last to use my okay. Now in this value, I'll get single value at a time. Right? I have to start at space. I'll initialize it to 0. Now if value dot space. Now defaultly, if it's a space, this will be true, right? Either I can say something like this, or if I do say something like this, only this will also work. Okay, that means if is a space, I have to just increment the count, right? Okay, I can write this, or I can say is equal to sp count plus 1. Okay, now if keep in mind, if I have to work on my
Only if else
commenting this out. If I do f, okay, I have this test, right? So how I want to check this entire thing, right? So either I can check indexing slicing, but my number of if else condition will be so much. Okay? So I have to do something like this: s of 0. If it's a space, then do something. Then if I do s of 1, right? Which is same as converting to looping logic. Right? Now, as my strings are my immutable, okay? Let's if I have to store it in somewhere, I will use one more string that's called as result. Initially, this is blank. Okay? If the space is there, what I'll do, result is equal to
Kunal,
uh,
so if I change one character to uppercase or whatever it is, does it replace in the same string or what
that,
happens?
yeah, that is not possible, right? That is not possible,
Okay.
right? I cannot modify. That's why I need to take one extra string, okay, and I have to append the values to that.
Oh,
Okay, even if you are modifying the same string, that it is storing in a different memory location. Clear?
right.
That is the main concept. That is the reason I gave you this problem. Okay,
Okay.
so if it's a space, I'm just saying result is equals to result plus value. What this will do initially, if let's say if this is a space, if this is initially a space, initially my result will be empty string, right? So I'm just adding or concatenating the value. What is my value is the space, okay? So my result also I get the space. Okay. Now let's say this is the vowel, okay? So I'll say lf value in okay. If this is the thing, I have to convert this value to the uppercase, right? And concatenate to the result. So dot. Okay. What is the next condition? Digits, right? to do anything with digits. Let's see if this is digits. Do nothing, just as I suggest. Okay, and lastly it will be consonants, right? If I'm not doing anything for my digits also, I'll just say else here. Okay, so all the vowels it will convert to the capital letter. Now let me print the count. Just to- okay. So if you see, I have 1, 2, and 3 spaces, right? Clear? Or any confusion?
No.
Let's move to the next set of functions. Okay, so I have these two important functions, that is my split and my join. Okay, now what this split will do, it will convert a string into a list. Okay, and on the other hand, this will join my list into a string. Okay, let's see how. So I have a string Python, Java, HTML, and CSS. Okay, I'm creating one variable L, and I'm doing s dot split. You have to specify how you want to split this list. Okay, so if you see my string, I have these multiple languages separated by a comma. Okay, but I want all this to be as a separate element in my list. So in case of this split, I'll specify comma. Let me print this. Okay. So if you see my string, I have Python, Java, HTML, CSS as a single element in a string, right? I used my split function, and it splitted this particular string into a list, and this Python is my single element, Java is another element, HTML another element in my list. Okay. Now, how you're splitting is important. Okay. If I specify space, which does not exist in my string, okay, in the end, split will always give you a list. Okay. Now it will search for this particular space in the string which you have provided. If space does not exist, the entire string will be added as a single element in your list. Okay, clear? So I separated by comma, it will give me the separate elements.
And if comma is the last one? If comma is the last, empty.
Empty. So this method you will mainly use in your data science. You will need this method. Okay. Next is my join. Okay, so join is exactly opposite of my split. Okay, so from a list I need a string. Okay, so let's say this L is my list. Now let's join this thing into my string. So the syntax is exactly opposite. So here you will start from your right hand side. you will first specify how I want to join the string. I'm saying join this string using a space. Okay, I have function dot join. Thank you. And I'll specify a list which I want to join. Okay, so I'll get a string which is separated by a space. Okay. Now the next set of function I have index, find, and replace. Okay. So we have seen our in operator, right? So which will tell me if the particular string present in string or not, right? Python in S. Okay. Now if I want the index of it, at what index my Python is present. Okay. So I have a function index. And I specify the string for which I need an index of it. Okay. Now for index function, it will start from the left hand side. It will search if this particular string is present, and it will give me the starting point of this particular string. Okay, so in this case, it will return me the index of this p. Okay. Uh, Also, if I add multiple things, it will always give me the first occurrence only. Okay. So this is giving me 0, where my Python is present at my 0th index. Okay. Let's try for Java. This will give me my 7. Okay. So this is not something that Python is my first element, Java second, HTML third, right? This is not my list. This is my string. So the index which I'll get, it will be the exact index of JSON, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now for index, if I specify something which does not exist, oh, it's taking the C is right. Okay. Right. Okay. This will throw me an error saying substring not found. Okay. Now, similar to this, I have a function called find. Now, the only difference between my index and find is my index throws me an error, if element does not exist. So let's say find. But my find will return me -1. Okay. And if I specify which exists, it will return me the same index. Okay. Keep in mind this is case sensitive. Okay. Alright. So this is my find function. The last function which you will see, that is my replace.
And does it return +1 in any case? So if
No,
it
no.
was Python n double n in S, okay, it will still return 0. I'm
It
sorry.
will still return 0. Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
Okay. Now I have method called s dot replace. Okay. Now this will return me the updated string. Okay. So I have to assign it to something. Either I can say the same string to modify the same value, or I can assign it to a different value. Okay, so this will replace my Python with a Django. Okay, if I specify something which does not exist, it will keep it as it is, and it will not throw me an error also. Okay, now this Python is not there, so I have a Python with a capital P, right? So it will not replace it with a Django. It will give me just the same string. Clear? Yeah. Remember, we will take a short break of 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll start with lists. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, you're there, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So this is all about my strings. Okay. Hmm, let's start with my list. Okay. So few things about my list. So Python list will look similar to. So I'll add them in my square brackets. Okay, and it will contain the multiple values. Okay. Now I do not have any restriction on the type of data I can store inside my list. Okay, even I can store a list inside my list. Okay, now my lists are mutable. Okay, when I say mutable, which means I'll have methods to add, update, and modify it. Update, modify, and delete. Okay, and again, same as my strings, this is ordered. Okay, which means I'll have indexing and slicing. Okay, now my indexing and slicing will be exactly same as my string. So if I print L of 0, okay, so this will start from 0, go on same way. If I do -1, I'll get this last element. Okay, now if you have a list inside a list, how to access this? Okay, so if you're seeing, so I'm getting L of -1, I'm getting this list, right? Now let's say I want to access this 2000. Okay, this is inside of this list. Okay, what is the index of this 2000 inside this list? That will be 0, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, right? So I'll just specify 1. Okay, Anamita, clear how I can access list within list?
Yes. So applicable for as many levels as possible, right?
Exactly, exactly. Mm, So now if I do this, I get another list. Let's try 0. I get 2000. Okay.
Okay.
Now slicing is also same. I show you the same example. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And 4 will not be inclusive, right? So this will give me 2 and 3. Okay. So this is my indexing and my slicing in my list. Okay. Now let's see methods to add, update, and delete. Okay. I have a method called append. Now this append will be used to if I have to add a single element to my list. Okay. All right. So I can add a single element using this. Now, even if I try to add an entire list as a single element, okay, so this entire element will be considered as a single element, and this will add a list inside a list. Okay, clear? So if I try to do something like this is not allowed. Why? Because my append will take exactly one argument. Okay. Now let's say, and if you notice, this will defaultly add to the last position. Okay. Next is my extend method. Now this is used to add a iterable at the end of your list. Okay. So I appended 50. So I got this list. Now I'm adding this 50, 60, and 80. Okay. If you do the same thing with your append, this will add the list within list. But if you do the extend, what this will do, my Python will iterate through the list which you are passing. Or if you pass a string, it will iterate through the string you have passed. Let's try the same thing for my string. Okay. If I say Python, okay, so this will iterate and each element will be added to my list. Okay. And if I do the same thing here, this entire Python will be a single element. Difference clear between append and extend?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Next, if I have to add a single element at a particular position. Okay. So this will also add a single element, and so it will take index as a first argument and the value as a second argument. Okay. So my entire list will be shifted to right hand side by one position, and the element will be inserted in between. Okay. I can do this for any index. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I have to update a particular value at a particular index, I do not have any specific method for that, but using index, I can change the value. Okay. So I'll specify at what index I have to change the value, and I'll just specify the value. So all the elements will remain the same, but the element at that particular element value will be changed to the x, y, z. Okay. So this is my add and update. So for my adding, I have method append, extend, and the insert. Okay. If I have to update value, I can use my indexes and I can update the value. Okay. Now let's see some of the delete operations. Okay. So I have a pop method. So what it will take an index as an argument. Okay. And this will remove the particular element at particular index. Okay. And this will return me a value. Okay. So I'm saying delete the element which is present at the index 2. So 0, 1, 2, that is 30. So it removed 30, okay, and it stored that value into my variable A, okay. So when I'm printing the list, I'm getting the list without that element 30, and I'm printing this A also, so it's showing that the removed element is stored in a particular variable, okay. This is pop. Now if you want to remove the element based on a value, you have method l dot.
So negative index is also allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, I have a remove method which will remove the element based on a value. Okay, but this remove method will not return me anything. Okay, so this will just remove the element from my list. Okay,
There's no way of confirming true false, is it?
no. For remove, no. For pop, I'll get the element and I can check the element, but for remove, nothing.
And if the element is not there, it doesn't throw an exception.
Okay,
Oh, it throws an exception.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you want to remove that particular item from a memory, I have one special operator delete. Okay. Now, this delete operator works on any data structure. So, this is not specific to my list. Okay. If I just do delete of L, this will delete this entire L from my memory, and I cannot access this. Okay. So, I'm doing delete L and I'm doing print L. Okay, it will say L is not defined, right? Let's try with 0. It will remove that particular element. So you can use your delete operator also, but not advisable. Okay, you can use your pop or remove method. Okay. Next thing is I have one more method called clear. What this will do? It will remove all the elements, and in the end I'll get an empty list. Okay, so my L still exists. Okay, so in memory this exists, but all my values are removed. Okay. Then I have few functions like count and index. Okay. Again, let's say I have a list containing 10, 10, 20, 50, 50. This will count the number of occurrence of a particular element and it will return the count. Okay. What if I do something like this? Return the 0. Okay. Now so we have seen the index function in terms of my strings, right? In terms of my list also the function works the same. So this will give me the first occurrence of my term. This is that first index. Let's try for 20. This will give me 0, 1 and 2. Okay. Now I do not have find method here. Okay. So I have only index method if I want the index. And if I specify the index, if I specify the element which does not exist, this will throw me an exception. Okay. Yeah. So this is my add, update, delete, and few of the useful methods. Okay. Apart from this method, I have, if I do L dot sort, this is already sorted, I guess. Okay. So this will give sorted list. If you want to sort it in a descending order, you can just reverse the process, right? Okay. What else I have? If I want the length, I have length. You're saying something?
No, this is what I was about to.
All right. Okay. So sort and then len, and for reverse also I have one method. If I just say dot reverse, okay, so this will give me the reverse of my string. Yeah.
Right.
So we covered so many functions. Let's cover some problems now. I have a string. Again, my favorite, my sample string, right?
How do you return if a string, sorry, if a list is empty?
Only square brackets. Done.
Okay.
Okay. I want output as string Python sample my. Okay. Problem statement clear?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Try this.
How did you say you change the list to a string?
How to?
Change a list to a string?
you want typecasting? Done.
No, the other way around.
Same. You just, yeah.
Oh, right. I was asking for join.
You want join? Oh.
Yeah, I forgotten this join.
Okay, so join says how you want to join it specified. Let's say this is my string. I want to join it using space.
Right.
Join.
Done.
Done? Cool.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so I'll do it. I'll just say L is equals to let this as put this on spaces, right? If I print this, what I'll get? I'll get each element in a string, right? Now I want this in a reverse order. Okay, how I can get it in reverse order? I'll say L dot reverse, right? Now I have some which I wanted, right? But this is also a list. I want this in a string. Okay. So all I have to do is I have to just take it in a string. I'll just say join it with a space.
S1.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, last problem statement. I have a list. Let's call it L1. 25, 5, 45, 55, 25, I think 10, 20. Okay. I want combined, sorted, unique list. Okay, so I have to list here, right? What I want a combined, sorted, and that should be unique, right? Let's go step by step. If I want a combined list, which method I can use? So I'll say L1 dot extend L2, right? Now if I print L1, I'll get combined, right? Next step is I want the sorted. I'll just say L1 dot sort. Okay, have it. Now only step remaining is I need to remove the duplicate, right? Now there are two ways. Either I can use my third temporary list or I can modify the existing list. Okay? Let's take the third list, which is empty initially. What I'll do, I'll iterate through this list. Okay, I'll keep on add. If element is unique, I'll add that element into the L3. If it's repetitive, I'll not add it. Okay, that means if it already exists, I'll not add it. So to iterate this, I'll just say for value in L1, right? So I'm iterating through this big list, right? So in value, I'll get each value at a time in a one iteration. Okay. But I'll check if this value is already present in L3 or not. Right? Initially, my L3 will be blank, right? So whenever it will get 10, so that will not exist in my L3. Okay. If value is not in L3, okay. If value is not in L3, I have to add that value into my list, right? So I'm saying L3 dot append value, right? For this, I'll just print L3. I'm appending the value. Else, if it's already exists, I'm just saying continue. Right? I don't want to do anything with this. Let me just print here the L3. So let's see the result. Okay, so this is my final result with unique values only, right? Now how I get it there. Okay. Initially my L3 was blank, right? Now I got my first element 5. It checked in L3 if this exists or not. It does not exist, right? So it appended the value 5 to it. Next element is 10. It checked if this 10 already exists, no, right? It added 10. Okay. Now next element is again 10. Now it checked if this 10 exists in this else block. It exists, right? That's why it skipped. It went to the else block and it continued. Next element is 20. 20 exists, no, right? It added it. Next element 20 again. Already exists, skip it. 25 does not exist, add it. 25 already exists, skip it. 30 does not exist, add. 40, add. 45, add. 50, add. 85, add. So in the end, I'll get my unique list. Yeah. Manumita, clear to you as well?
Yes.
All right. Can you try modifying in the same list? Okay. So I'm getting my L1, right? I will just have I'll not use this L3. Okay. Now if you think I have a sorted list, right? So if the element is repeating, that should be continuous, right? But I do not know at how many times. So it may exist that I have 3 to 4 times 10 only, 3 to 4 times 20 only, right? But one
Right.
thing one thing is clear that I need to search on the right hand side only, right? Okay. So what I'm saying, for value in L1. Okay. So this will give me value. I need to compare from till next. For that I'll use another. Let's say value next in. I need to start value. So if I have this much, I have to start from this, right? So I'm saying L1 of value plus 1 till end, right? Mhm. If this is the keys, I have to check if value equals to value next or not, right? If the value is equals, I have to remove that value next, right? So I'll say L1 dot remove value next. Okay, that it's better if I specify the value, but I have duplicate elements, right? So it's better I'm specifying L dot pop, and the index will be, I don't have a wait a second, else I'll say continue, nothing else. Here I'm saying print my, is it working? No, so yes. So I'm saying for value in L1, then I'm saying value next. What is this I'm specifying? Have I explained enumerate?
No.
Oh, okay. So I have a function enumerate. So what does this enumerate will do? This will give me two things, index and the value. Okay. Forget about this for now. Commenting this out. You see the output? So this will give me at 0 position 5 is present, 1 location 10 is present, 2 10 is present, right? So by default I'm mainly working with my values, but if I need an index, I can use my enumerate function. Okay, so this will give me my index and my value there. Okay, all right. So here I'm doing start from value for value next in hello index plus 1 till end of it colon. Now compare if the value is equals to value next, then remove what is the output of which are the print statements I have. So let me just comment this. Right. Still not working. What I'm saying. But if I say break, it will completely break. Give me a second. Let me figure this out. Okay. So I have something like this. Where is my final list? Where is my final list? Line 183. Ah, right. So what I'm saying, I'm getting index and the value. I'm saying if the value next is L of index plus 1. Index is this, L of index plus 1. That is, I'll get a list from this to this one. Then take one value at a time. If this is value next is equal, then remove uh, this is not giving the index plus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, right? Start from 1. Do you have a repeating 5? No, right? Rita, any guesses? What's going wrong? 5 yeah. The reason I'm specifying L of index is so index will give me index, right? So what my logic is, initially I'll have 5. Next time onwards, I have to compare something from next to this index. So I'll not start from the 0. So I have this index in my index. I'm saying index plus 1 and this is my slicing. So start from index plus 1 till end of it. But when I'm trying to print it here, uh, in my first iteration only, this is giving my entire thing 5, 10, 20, 20, 20. So it should be start from 10, right? 10, 10, 20, 20. 5 is start. Alright, I'll just type try to print. Now this is strange. Index value next. This is giving 20 as my first number. I'll figure this out. Okay, what's actually wrong? We will stop here. Okay, I'll find out the solution and we will discuss this again in the next class. Okay.
Sure. So I just wanted to ask,
Mm-hmm.
so when you are modifying the list and you are looping through the list,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't throw a concurrent modification exception in
Okay.
Python?
Sorry, which exception?
Concurrent modification exception?
I'm not concurrently modifying the same thing, right? I'm modifying the different value, right?
Okay, I mean, I was asking
I
whether
mean,
that
so the same list you're modifying still, so expecting that should throw an exception?
does that throw an exception?
No. You can modify.
So,
You can modify
so
in
then,
same list.
so then, can you check this once?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, the same program we can do with the same list. So this works. I'm getting some issue with logic. Okay. Yeah.
No, so thing is, my problem is when I print L3, I
Mm-hmm.
still get all the numbers. But I'm expecting that when I do L1 dot remove
Mm-hmm.
the value, it should
Uh-huh.
remove all the occurrences of the value, right?
So remove will only remove the first occurrence of that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. We'll stop here. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.